Welcome back to the Olga S. Pérez show. I'm your host, Olga. How you doing? How you doing? Oh my God, I can't believe I put a poll up, asked you guys, did you know I was gone? Did you know I was suspended by YouTube? By the way, I did nothing wrong. I called it out. I said that same video that I shared, look at all those videos. They're like, ma'am, after like 2 hours of me going after it, right? With YouTube, they're like, ma'am, okay, all right, well, it's a case by case. Because at first it's like, no, I double, triple checked your video and it definitely goes against our community guidelines. I'm like, you guys just make shit up as you go and you know it. And I told, man, you guys, I downloaded the entire conversation and I'm like, listen, I cornered them. They had no answers. I'm like, you're getting paid though, aren't you? But the rest of us, nah. Like, and you guys have heard me about my opinion about that whole thing. But I'm happy to be back. But if you didn't know, you know I've said it. Go to Rumble. But even better, become a member on Locals. Because even for the members on YouTube, which by the way, I love you, thank you, and become a member, obviously, because your support is what makes me come back. What makes this possible. So definitely become a member on YouTube. But see, once they do that, I can't even message the members. But Locals, you don't have to sign up. You don't have to be a supporter. You can just follow me. And then I got your info and I could email you, etc. Yo. And you know, today's Friday, right? And if you guys are a Tom McDonald fan, Fridays is Tom's Day. So right after this live, I'll take a quick break and then I'll be right back on. It's already been scheduled, 2:00. Then I'm doing a real reaction of Tom McDonald's propaganda. Haven't seen it. You know, I will not do a reaction unless I've never seen it. Never heard of it, never seen it. So I'm excited. And again, thanks to you guys, my community, for always sending me like, hey, do a reaction to this video and that. And I do have one reaction that was so weird that one MM, in fact, had been asking for. And it was so weird because then I reached out and said, hey, what was the name of that song again? Because I couldn't find it to like copy and paste it and put it in my doc of my request list. And thank you, MM. Send me an email, literally. So not just reply to the comment, but sent in an email. So cool. And I was like, okay, right. So I'm queuing it up, right? I'm putting it on my list. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do Tom today because I said I'm going to do Tom. And then my next one is going to be this new artist and requests. And then I'm watching somebody else's video who literally used as an intro of this same artist's video. And I'm like me, I'm talking minutes, guys. It was like back to back. I read this email, get on the computer, I'm doing my thing, few minutes, boom. And then when I looked, because I was like, oh, I really like that intro video. And when I saw the artist, I was like, oh my God, it's exactly what MM. So I'm not going to say the name yet, but I will be revealing it on Monday. Because I'm not sure if I should do a reaction to that specific video right here on this live. I'm thinking I'm going to prep it, like schedule it, give you guys time. Also, because you know how you guys usually like want to get to it, even if, and by the way, let me just remind you, a lot of people still don't think the timestamps exist. They exist. I put them up, especially with the reaction videos. So if you're one of those people that you don't want to have fun in the intro, you want to go straight to the meat of it, I get it. So I will always put the timestamp. So look for that in the description. Okay. All right. And again, please support me. All your support goes directly to making this happen, to making me keep coming back, because YouTube is clearly doing the opposite. So it's you. You're the one that's going to get me here, make me keep coming back. You're helping fund the entire process. And it can only get better the more support I get. Think about that. It can only get better. So, yeah, the links are in the description below. You could support me in so many ways. But oh my God, I'm so excited. And you know what? If this just made you smile, smash that like button at the very least. Come on now. Show some love. I know, because sometimes you're watching a video and you're like, you just didn't even think about it. but it helps the algorithm. And it actually even helps my argument with YouTube too. I'm like, look at this, look at all these comments, look at this. You guys are screwing me, you're shadow banning me. How about with that whole Twitter thing? So obviously I kept my schedule going on Rumble, which the link is in the description below. But again, you can just look at Olga S. Pérez and you'll find me on Rumble. Guys, it's worth it. I'm totally myself, 100% uncensored, unfiltered, real. You guys got to go there. Period. End of story. And today I was thinking, because I've been mentioning over at Rumble, that when I get back on YouTube, that's it. I'm just going to go on YouTube for like 15, 20 minutes tops, and that's it. We all got to go to Rumble. You know what I mean? Believe me, it's worth your time, my time, everybody's time. And YouTube needs to learn that the more of us that do this, because they're selling us, they're pimping us all the time. And are they paying your bills? That's what I'm saying. So, yeah. But then I'm thinking, well, since I haven't been here for a week, and I am doing a reaction at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard, Tom McDonald propaganda, I'm like, I don't know. I might not have time between the fact that I'm going to read your chats, and your comments are my fuel. Keep them coming. I do read them. I will respond in the live chat, even if you have nothing to say or no questions or anything. Drop an emoji. Let me know you stopped by. Share this content. Sharing is caring. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment. Can never have enough comments. So, of course, I'm already dying to see who's with me in the live. And yeah, I have another surprise. But before I tell you my greatest surprise, I think it's one of the greatest surprises. Because there was another thing. It's like all the other people that are posting stuff about what's going on, you know me. I don't share everything that goes on in the media and the news. I share what I think that I have a different perspective on or that matters to me. But again, I love that fact that you guys are so great and so supportive that you'll actually send me links and whatnot, and you'll tell me like, hey. But anyway, let me real quick before I go and look into the live chat, I want to see who's with me on Rumble. Hi. Hey, Evil V Twin checking in. Hey, the Major. The Major is in Rumble. Yay. Checking it over here. Much love. So, it's just because still the way things operate, I would like to just do one and done. But no, I have to still like do a couple things separate, like my intro comment, like my welcome back, or my how you doing? How you doing? How about that, right? I guess I should already mention it, right? Who doesn't know that the Super Bowl is here in Philadelphia, right? Or am I wrong? No, I'm pretty sure it's here, right? And that the Eagles have made it in there. Now, I'm not into sports. I'm definitely not into football. Maybe more so with soccer, but it doesn't matter. I really don't watch any of that shit because it doesn't pay my bills. But if it did, maybe I would be into it, right? But it's like all over Philadelphia. If you don't know, I'm in Philly, and it's just like nonstop. People singing "Go Birds." I mean, it's definitely quite exhilarating, whether you're into it or not. So that's cool. So, hey, I know I'm going to feel it. I'm going to feel it. If they win, they lose, it's palpable in this city. People from Philadelphia, don't let that stop. But yeah, I want to talk about a video from the WEF that they put out in 2021. 5 ways the pandemic could reshape our lives in long term. I got a lot to say about that little video. Then I got a little clip, little short video about the banking system and how they're admitting what's about to happen, which I also mentioned. I also wanted to talk about this reject to transgenderism and what really made them wake up to going back or regretting that they did a transition. I don't know, but then I also found this little clip from Tom McDonald where somebody did an acoustic version of his Ghost song. And I got chills the whole fucking time. I even got teary-eyed. I got my tissue. Not that we're going to get into it and like really go deep, because since I am doing a Tom McDonald total reaction to propaganda later. Then I found another clip about how Matt Walsh, not that I'm a fan of him, but I did watch his documentary, What is a Woman? And, he was in a hearing in Tennessee. And so I thought that was very interesting. And I kind of follow a little bit the Twitter thing, the thread, sorry. And then, of course, there's just so much to talk about. Also, like the turkey thing. And again, it's like, it's a conspiracy. Like, did somebody do that? Right? Was it really a natural disaster? I know you guys would be like, are you crazy? What are you talking about? Listen, it's the fact that we think that the technology doesn't exist. It does exist. And I thought about how the fact that there's clips, you can look it up. And I thought, I'm not going to keep sharing a bunch of clips. I want you guys or whoever, if you don't already know. Biden said it. He was asked, he was questioned in like a press conference. Like, so, what are you going to do about the Nord Stream this? Don't worry, we're going to take care of it. And the journalist was like, well, how are you going to do it? He's like, just know that we're going to do something about it. And then when it happened, the Nord Stream thing, everyone was like, ooh, who did it? Again, with the conspiracy. Guess what? Well, there's evidence. Like, I need the evidence? No, it was clear. Not only did he say he was going to do something about it, and then that happens. It's the fact that it's a crime in so many levels, and the fact that people don't want to admit that governments, our government even, is that messed up. It's time to open up. It's time to wake up and not be naive. And I'm not propaganding anything. Funny that I'm going to do a reaction to propaganda, but I'm just over it. Like, well, what do you mean? Where'd you see that? Look, if you're not seeing this stuff, what are you doing? Because it's your money. I get it. I've never wanted to get into politics. I was whatever. Actually, I did. I got into politics for a hot second when I was younger. I was into it. In fact, I studied poli-sci. And then I was like, when I saw the corruption and I saw how bad it was, I'm like, this is useless. Okay, you know what? You guys just eat each other up. I'm going to go live my life. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to communicate. I'm going to help people by communicating. Then, of course, shit just got uglier. And when it gets uglier, for me personally, it's when you're affecting my life, when you're taking my money for things that are not good. How much and how many times do you look away? When is it enough? But of course. But then, I look white or whatever, right? And so all white people are white extremists. It's like, what? And, my whole life I'm like trying to prove to people, hey, what you see, don't judge a book by its cover. Here it is. I'm mixed. I'm all over the place. I'm multicultural. My father was in the military. Also, two of my uncles went to Vietnam. We can go on and on. What makes me different is that I don't look the way people want you to look. If you're claiming that you're a minority, like with my name, Pérez. Look, you think the way I look when I go down the street, when I go in a store, wherever I go, they see me as Pérez? Of course not. I get it. Because that's not the stereotype. But that's my point. It's just everything. And if they do find out you're Hispanic or whatever, which, by the way, it's a wrong term. It's not even correct. Everything's just so fucked up. And if anybody just was a nice person and involved and cared about thy neighbor, when I was younger, I was definitely more like, hey, you do you, I do me. I'm still that way, but, live and let live, mind your own business. But then at the same time, that's exactly why they've succeeded. All the psyops and all the, in quote, conspiracy theories, because the more they have us divided, the more we think that there is a separation and a difference, and the good guys and the bad guys. And here's the side and here's the other side. So they have succeeded in what I've built my entire life of saying there is no difference here. And when I say we're all one, I'm not saying I'm my cousin's, other half. I'm just saying, right? Okay, let me clarify that. When I say we are one living energy, and we need each other. That's what I mean, in a nutshell. So whatever your ideologies are, whatever your beliefs are, it will never change the fact that we need each other. And you can't, at this day and age, be that gullible to believe that the government is not corrupt and does not lie. See what I'm saying? And if we knew that, we wouldn't be arguing with each other. But that's a whole nother story. So yeah, let's see what I get into. I mean, again, there's just so many things, and I'm like, oh, I can talk about that, I can talk about this, I can talk about that. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this video to prove it, to prove it, to prove it. This is beyond proof. Go look for yourself. So there's some effed up shit that's happening. Did you hear about the chemical weapons that Ukraine is using against Russia? Now, don't get me wrong. Even if Russia did invade, and that was wrong, but Ukraine, and how about America? Again, I'm not supposed to say anything. Who else would blow up Nord Stream? Who else and who would benefit the most? Then you got the freaking the balloon, the China spy balloon that they picked up the debris. Gets even uglier, more interesting. Then China's like, hey, how dare you talk bad about us? Meanwhile, if we already sold ourselves to China, our government, clearly not you and me, our government, clearly, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, but I email this money. I got to represent. I got to do. And here we are. And I don't care if they just fought with themselves. But no, they're taking our kids, our brothers and sisters, to die for lie after lie. And it's happening for decades. But I understand. A normal person would be like, and what am I going to do? Well, clearly, looking at politics and thinking you have a side in this is the first thing that's got to change. But you know what? Wait. I don't know. See, and that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I could spend all day here sharing. How many times also? What's one of my biggest, most passionate things? Censorship, because it goes against freedom. Freedom of, not just freedom of speech, and it's the First Amendment in America. No. Freedom, because every creature is free. And anybody who tells you the difference, they're oppressing you. So when you think you're free, and you're being told what you can and cannot say, or somebody's dictating who can hear what you want them to hear, etc., that is beyond censorship. And who the hell made them the arbitrator and the boss? Like the kids say, you ain't the boss of me. You ain't the boss of me to say what I can hear or not hear and let me discern for myself. But no, of course, because they know that you're going to discern for yourself and go, I don't think this is right. So, information is everything. That's why they have so much control over it. Okay, we got it. And look what they just did to me. I did nothing wrong. Nothing illegal. I shared a video. So what? Well, it wasn't what they wanted me to say. So all the people that you follow, going back to the censorship, like that, one of the drama stories. I don't even know if I can get into the whole Hogwarts thing with the video game and how successful it is, but I'm totally happy about that. But of course, all the people are getting harassed over it. Like, that's some sick ass shit. And the only way that happens is division. But at the same time, it's a cult. It's a fact. Join me my crusade. What are you doing for the planet? What are you really doing to make the world a better place? I'll nip it with that right there. Then, not to get into YouTube drama, but it's because of censorship and it's because of the fakes and the grifters. Like Tim Pool, the Eliza Blue thing, with the Brittnay Venti, with the quartering. Now they're all like apologizing. Tim Pool came out, I think it was last night. I didn't watch it, but I saw some clips, heard some things. Oh, nah, I shouldn't have gone into that. I overreacted. Shut up, asshole. I said it from the get-go. You're a liar. You're just like everybody that you judge with the politics and I'm a journalist. So if you're a journalist, why aren't you going out there and doing journalism like you did? That's what got him started. Nah. But I get it. He hires the right people that he believes are truly legit, that they're going to do their research and do good journalism. Okay. And they're not biased, all this stuff. Okay. All right. But guess what? Why is he backtracking? He just said a few days ago, oh, I haven't lost many members. In fact, I had an influx of members of the few that I lost. Okay. And then all of a sudden, he's saying he's sorry, but he's yet to address the fact that Eliza Blue had somebody blocked on on Twitter for asking a question directly to her. Totally fucked up. It's so fucked up. And my thing is, why are people watching these people? It's not like, let's cancel them or boycott them. I'm just saying. What? Now why are you apologizing? It's been over a month since that whole saga started. And he didn't mention once why it all got started, which is Brittnay Venti. Sorry. And they don't mention that. How she literally said, hey, the timelines don't match up. Can you explain your story if you've been sex trafficked? So I'm not talking about this because I care about the drama and I want to get involved. My point is, why are people watching and giving their money to people that literally don't even address, even to this day, a month later, Tim Pool will not address what happened. And like I've said in my other videos, and if you didn't see it, they probably were on Rumble for the week that I was gone on YouTube. But here we go. He could have just said, okay, I didn't do my homework when I let her come on as a guest or invited her, and then didn't realize that maybe she wasn't. Maybe she was a grifter and lied, and she was never sex trafficked. No one really has the full proof of that story, but her reaction was clearly not okay. And his silence or whatever. And then now he's like, oh, I'm going to apologize because then it got ugly with the quartering, Jeremy and the quartering. Okay. My thing is, once again, it's not about the drama. It's about the fact that, dude, own your shit. Own your shit. Don't be like, I'm sorry. I don't want to fight with anyone. Well, why now? Why after a month and a half, now you're going, first you're like, fuck you. I don't care. Unsubscribe. You're not going to tell me what I'm going to do, which I understand the sentiment. It's a shitty business person. But again, just because you made a good life for yourself on your YouTube channel doesn't make you a good business person. And most business people fail many times before they're actually successful, or even when they are successful. We all falter. We all have errors. But I'm really ticked that Tim is like, I'm going to have Chrissy Mayer, which I love, comedian, who also has a YouTube channel. I'm going to have her, we're going to hash this out. Because he found out that she's even suffered over just talking about the subject. And she's a total cool chick. I love her. I think she's legit. I think she's stand-up. And I'm just because she's a stand-up comedian. I think she's got a good heart. And she poses good arguments, and she wants to put all the evidence forth. But at the end of the day, how do we get here? And now he's trying to make amends. Hey, I'm sorry, man. Let's all get along. At the end of the day, you're still not addressing your own actions, lack of action, and you're not telling the story from the get-go. You're just like, oh, it just went out of hand. Why? What is it, your publicist? The same publicist that you claimed that Eliza must have hired? Because that's what he said like a week ago. Yeah, it's all set up. Yes, of course. They do that shit all the time. We've known this from Hollywood people, right? Bad publicity is better than no publicity. But the character of people, where the fuck is their character? Do the right thing. Nah, when you got ego and money clouds the ego. Takes one to know one. When it happened to me years ago, it's because I thought I did all the right things and I got screwed. Which, the truth is, that's exactly what happened to me. But I felt that I was such a good person, that I did everything so right, by the book. And how did I get screwed is what I was thinking to myself. That's the ego. You're like, why me? The ego makes you feel like the victim. I did everything right. I didn't do nothing wrong. Why am I paying for the price? Well, I made choices. The outcome of my choices was not favorable to me. Of course I feel like a victim. And don't get me wrong, yes, I was a victim. There's no lie about it. I had a business partner stole. I was a victim. They stole. I did not. But my initial reaction was very defensive and very victim. And I had to confront, my choices, take responsibility for my choices. And that's what helped me grow and get rid of my ego. So these people, they haven't got there yet. Everything happens at its due time. And we all have different times. So, anyway, give me 1 second. I've been saying I'm going to say hi. I can't wait to see you guys. I missed you. What's going on? Let me see. Who's already with me? Carrie Lewis. Welcome, my love. Knees Joe. Welcome back, party. I almost did play all this music and shit. I'm like, no. Then I'll probably get shut down because it's like, copyright, me. And I know you can get like different versions of the same song that are like, that you can pay for it. It's not the same, man. Victor, welcome. Mary Tasho. Hola, Olga. I'm so glad you're back. I've been catching you on Rumble. Yes, thank you. Right there. Elisa, what's up? It's so funny because, again, I don't know why sometimes I think you guys send me emojis and I literally get, like, with Elisa, I literally see semicolon, virtual hug, semicolon. Here's my virtual hug. Oh, shit. The Major. Hello. How you doing? Oh, shoot. Bass Anderson, welcome. You made it live, baby. Steins Way 10. YT is, I think, a lot of profanity from your emojis. Is that it? Moving over to Rumble. What's up? And I'm seeing you guys simultaneously on Rumble. Yeah. Yeah, because, as you can see, I'm kind of like skirting around what I'm going to be talking about because I'm like, they got me so messed up with, again, and all these YouTubers, if they're not getting suspended or canceled, they're fake. I don't give a shit if they even agree with the bullshit. They're fake. And I don't blame them. They want to keep their job. At least I've been honest. I stand my ground. I'll take my punishment. But like I've always said, let's join them and then beat them. So, yeah. Moving forward to the future, I'm going to be on YouTube for like 15 minutes or so. And then I'm going to Rumble. So you guys got to sign up on Rumble. Trust me, you're going to love it. Tanya, you made it. Elisa, how you doing? Hand picking wave. No, hand pink waving. See? Look at this. This is what I see. Just so you know what I see. Did you just see me go? Oh my God. Thank God. I thought I lost you guys. I thought we got disconnected. Anthony Brown. Go Eagles, huh? Right? Go Birds. Great to see you. Tanya Gray. I've got multiple browser tabs. Why not use them to pull you up on other platforms? Right? So by the way, I wanted to get started sharing some of these clips that I had prepped. And then I realized I opened them in the wrong browser. Because I have a browser that I love. Besides that, I use DuckDuckGo. But like I also use Brave. And usually I know not to use it because I can't share the audio on this software that I'm using to live stream. So let me just quickly transfer all these links to Chrome, because that's how. No? Oh, yeah. Okay. Give me a second. How's your day, guys? How's the weather? How you doing? For real, for real. I'm so glad that you guys are here with me. I did miss you. What matters to you the most today? Let me know in the live chat right now. What is the most important piece of information or news, or even if it's not on the news? What matters to you the most right now? Because to me, the fact that the banks are about to close on in, I keep telling everybody I know, make sure to get cash out, make sure to do this. But I've said it before, and I'm sure they're thinking, well, it just sounds crazy, right? A little extreme. But that's because, again, whatever their trusted source of news or the YouTubers that they're following are not telling them that, because they're all bought and sold. Maybe let's just defend some YouTubers that maybe they're just like, I bring entertainment, I bring support. I don't want to do, because I've seen comments, not necessarily live, but like below the video, and they'll be like, stop fear-mongering. Really? Like, is fear-mongering when they go, a hurricane is coming, and we know it, and it might not be as bad as we think, but we're going to go to the worst side case scenario, and we give you a heads up, because that's what you're paying us for, right? But what bank is going to come tell you, get your money out? Or make it into gold. And I wish I was a bigger channel. I had a sponsor, because I would love to be like, buy gold, buy something they can't take away and that doesn't lose value. I mean, I think that's common sense. Who cannot come to that conclusion? Right? So again, when people are like, how come you're always so uppity? Even when I'm in pain, I'll still work. That's why I couldn't do coffee yesterday. I mean, it started, I don't know why. I exasperated some neck injury that I have, which, by the way, was from that year, 3 years now, where I had a bad partner and I lost all this money, and my tension was I was so tense, so stressed, that I literally effed up my tendons here that connect your neck to your skull. And yet I lived with that chronic pain for 10 years because I was broke. And I didn't claim bankruptcy. I had too much pride. And then finally it took me 10 years to pay off this huge debt, $150,000 without claiming bankruptcy, cutting all my expenses, living like a little nun. I should have done bankruptcy because it literally took me 10 years to pay it off. And if I would have done bankruptcy, it's like, you got the 10-year thing, right? I'm like, no, you don't want to ruin my credit. Blah, blah, blah. So I suffered, and I suffered a lot. And I ate shit. And I couldn't live the life that I wanted, that I was used to living. But then I learned a lot about myself, about the world, about what I wanted my future to look like. At the end of the day, I came to the conclusion that the most important thing in life is happiness. Not money, not a partner, not things. So I went down the rabbit holes, many of them, and I came to that conclusion. So to me, it's not fear-mongering. It's, how do I stay happy? Well, the truth sets you free. When they say the truth sets you free, it's true. Because then you don't buy into the bullshit. Step number 1, which is why I created an entire course and a masterclass called Hacking Happiness. And matter of fact, I'm about to launch it again, because even the name, a lot of people are like, well, that kind of sounds good, but they can't really grasp it. Because for me, hacking happiness is, let's get to the truth, because that's the major step. Like getting clean or recovery or whatever. It's like the biggest step is getting out of denial, which is 50% of the process, right? So number 1 is let's look at the reality. What's real? Not my reality, the the truth. Whatever your truth is, whatever the situation you're in. And then you go, okay, all right, so now I confronted the truth. Now what do I do? Well, once you know the truth, it's liberating. It can be crushing. Sometimes they call it growing pains, but it's liberating nonetheless. And then you're like, okay, and then you got to do a new game plan. How do I deal with this? And then once you fucking know, nobody can take that away from you. Nothing. That's what I call hacking happiness, like Neo, in the Matrix, where he's like fighting the agent right at the end. And I remember watching that when it came out in 2000, or I think 1999, but I think I watched it in 2000 because I didn't watch it in the theater. I watched it at a friend's house. But I remember, man, I was glued to every single second of that movie. And I could feel it. I was like, yeah, I had this feeling. And then it was right when I lost everything. So it was like perfect timing. And then that part of Neo, I was like, that's what I want. I want to be able to crack the code. Because, going to college wasn't happiness. Getting married wasn't happiness. Not just me. I just kept seeing it around me. I'm like, well, if you're right, why aren't you so happy, right? Like, so getting a job, having kids, having money. No. How many times do we see that? People with money. Money doesn't buy happiness. Come on. That's the oldest thing that's been said forever, right? So anyway. So that's why this is so important to me. You guys, this channel, what we're doing here, it's just like, man, let's start with the truth. Don't give me this. It's my truth. Which is the other reason why I brought up the one of the clips that I pulled up. But if I miss your comments, guys, I'll try my best to read them all. Your comments are my fuel. I do read them. I will respond. Thank you. If you haven't already smashed that like button, smash that like button. And thank you already for supporting my channel, for loving me, for smashing that like button, for sharing. But if I miss your comment and you want me to read it, super chat it, Rumble rant it. It's the same version of super chats. It pops up in a color, and that way I will not miss it if there's something you definitely want me to read. Because I could see when I go back in the comments, you guys are talking to each other, and I'm like, what? Was this for me? Was this for, you know what I mean? Yes, DuckDuckGo as a search engine, Carrie. Yup. Ooh, Tanya Gray says, I'm really enjoying watching the House Oversight Committee. Oh, yeah, the Twitter, right? So I did that on Rumble, but I didn't finish the whole thing. Oh, my God, that's the thing I wanted. I had some clips yesterday I was preparing for today for the ending of it that I didn't watch. Oh, girl. Finally speaking about social media. Yes, and the FBI. Yes, interference. They are our voice. They are our voice to these crooks. That's right. Hey, Morton. Hi. Ooh, welcome. MM. Hello, Olga in chat. Watching Dr. Shiva on Viva. Oh, I saw that. It popped up. Yeah, because I follow Viva. And I saw that. And I was like, oh, my God, because he's on my list. Dr. Shiva to invite him as a guest on my show. Or I'll ask him to have me on his. But I was like, oh, my God. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was like, I want to like give Viva a shout out. Like, dude, that's so cool. And I was like, finally somebody with that kind of audience is bringing Shiva in, that I was just so happy to even know that he knew Shiva, Dr. Shiva. So you're multitasking, watching both. Did you hear me? I don't know if you signed up or you logged in the live when I mentioned that song that you recommended, that I got your email. And I was like, well, I don't know if I want to do it in this live stream right now or dedicate its own reaction live like I do typically, like I'm going to do today at 2:00 for the Tom McDonald. And I was going to do your request on Monday. And if you didn't hear it already, I don't mean to be repetitive. You know what? Let me shut up for those who already heard me. If you didn't see it from the get-go, in the beginning of the live, I mentioned, what's up? Victor, here in Sweden, we have snowstorm. Oh, I believe I'm closer to Morton. Oh, yeah, that's right? Because Morton's in Norway. How cool is this? You guys are the best. The Major is on Rumble. Hey, Dizzy Lizzie Beth. Hey, just came to Rumble. Oh, do you know me from YouTube or you just happen to find me on Rumble? Thank you, the Major. Thank you for that love and support. Smash that like button, whatever you do. And everybody watching me on Rumble, don't be shy. Even if you have nothing to say or no questions, drop an emoji. Let me know you stopped by. And let me know how you doing. How you doing? You got to do it like that. You can't just say how you doing, right? You got to look in the eye. You got to, how you doing? You got to do the eyes. Well, at least that's my signature. That's how I learned it when I moved over here in these neck of the woods. So, yeah. So, let me see. Do I want to start with the Matt? Okay. So, Matt Walsh testifies in a committee hearing in Tennessee.
Can you give us a summary of your educational background or your healthcare education experience?
Mr. Walsh, you're recognized.
My experience in healthcare?
Your educational background. I'm just curious. You've testified as to a lot of your own research. So I'm curious for what purpose you do that and what background you have to qualify you to speak to that.
Well, my background that qualifies me to speak to this is that I'm a human being with a brain and common sense, and I have a soul. And so, therefore, I think it's a really bad idea to chemically castrate children. That is my experience. Also, I did. Now, it's true. I didn't go to college, but I did go to school long enough to learn how to read, so I can read the data for myself, and that's exactly what I've done.
Well said.
And for what purpose do you conduct your research and use this brain of yours?
Mr. Walsh, you're recognized.
I use it for the purpose of trying to protect children from being castrated and mutilated. That's one of the things I try to do.
You don't use it to. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You don't use it to get clicks on your publication.
Well, are you using it right now to try to get clicks with this interaction?
Boom.
No, I really like the idea of getting of drawing attention to the fact that this is happening to children. I know you seem to find it very amusing. I don't.
That's right. Well said. And of course, I was looking down at this thread, but real quick.
My name is Matt Walsh. I'm here as a husband, father, and concerned citizen of the state of My name is Matt Walsh. I'm here as a husband, father, and concerned citizen of the state of Tennessee, and I want to thank the committee for allowing me to speak and for all of you on the committee who support this important legislation. Now, I know that we can't agree on very much these days, but we should be able to agree that our most solemn responsibility as individuals, as a state, and as a country is to protect our children. We should be able to agree that children do not have the physical, emotional, or mental capacity to protect themselves or to make life-altering decisions.
That's right.
We should be able to agree that it's never okay to chemically castrate, sterilize, butcher, or mutilate a child. And in fact, all decent people do agree on all these points.
That's right.
But many of the people who hold power in this country and who run our institutions, including our medical institutions, do not pass this basic test of decency.
Oh, because there's never in the world of history, in 1,000 movies, of the mad scientists. No, again. Gaslighting to the umph degree. Then this girl posted, I think, actually, I don't mean to be repetitive, but
your brain is not fully developed until you're 25. So we should be having a conversation about
that's true.
Whether we should even be doing these surgeries to people at 18.
Remember, I used to be a teacher. I went to early childhood development and psychology education. Like, doesn't make me an expert. I'm just saying. And this was like years and years ago.
But certainly before 18, it's absurd.
That's of course.
I mean, do you think that a 16-year-old can meaningfully consent to having their body parts removed?
No.
Do you?
Silence.
No?
That's right, you little fuckers. You lying sacks of shit. And I'm not saying it to be insulting.
Yeah, we asked
I'm
the
just
questions. It's not
calling a spade a spade.
Representative Hammer,
It's not an
you're
opinion.
recognized.
Look at him.
You hear that? Crickets,
Yeah.
silence, because
like
they
this
know
girl,
it's
too.
not okay to allow minors to transition, yet here they are advocating for it and fighting with Matt Walsh over what is clearly true. Children cannot make this decision. Their brains are not fully formed, and I'm so glad he called them out on it.
That's right, baby. How you doing? So I've been following actually this person that I'm going to share with you now, who transitioned, regretted it, has suffered tremendously over it, and I think they're speaking out. Now, I don't know if they're necessarily an advocate, but this clip that I found today caught my eye, especially because the question is a good question. Like, what was the moment that you realized that your transition was either not good or wrong? You know, let's learn from this. And it takes a very brave person to do this. So I have great respect and admiration for this individual, but even more so from what they're about to say in this video, this short.
But it wasn't until I had taken a psychology class and learned a little bit more about child development and breastfeeding that I would no longer be able to breastfeed. At the time, you know, I was just a 15-year-old. I realized that I had taken so much more for myself than my breasts. I was allowed to make this decision
So they transitioned to be a man when they were a girl or a boy, whatever. I mean, they transitioned to be a man when they were a woman, right? And this is exactly every time I see a story of trans, whether male or female, but specifically females, because I'm a female. And I'm going to get all those years that I worked in daycare, you know, when I was studying to be a elementary teacher. And I'm going, all that I learned through years of taking care of infants, specifically infants. And whether I breastfeed them or not, some of the parents did breastfeed, the mothers, and, you know, they would pump their breast and whatnot. And so some were drinking formula, others drank breast milk, others drank a combination of both. Some were even allergic to certain formulas, right? Anyway, so I'm going, the fact that I know, even on an instinctual level, forget about how much I studied, because now we have even more research, more discovery or proof of research. In fact, there's a great Netflix documentary series called Babies. And it's incredible how some of the things that we believe, like, do babies really do bond more with the mother than the father just because she, you know, because it came out of her body or because she has breasts. And there's just all these things that I knew just by observation and instinct that now there's proof of it. And it's just gorgeous. It's beautiful. And the other reason why I'm so into defending men and I'm not standing by these so-called feminists and people that are literally shredding men that have nothing to do, and that, oh God, I mean, come on. Like, can you imagine, even in the old days, not that it doesn't happen today, but like a woman dies at childbirth, you know, and then a father becomes a single father. Like, it's not always a horror story. In fact, there's so many wonderful, real stories of men that stepped up in a way that, like, we can go on and on and on. But specifically that this person realized, I can't breastfeed because she's studying, whatever, is studying how important it is. Because who doesn't want their child to be happy and healthy? Well, breastfeeding. Some people can breastfeed, some can't. I get it. But still, all of this that they just take away. And the fact that there's no proof, Matt Walsh, he also shared that. But I mean, I didn't need to hear Matt Walsh say it's been around for a long time that transitioning doesn't guarantee. As a matter of fact, there's really no proof that you're not going to be suicidal. In fact, the evidence shows, and me by myself having experience with trans people in my life that I hold very dear, it didn't help them. It actually, in some instances, made it worse. But again, this is just, I can't. Okay. Because this is not about opinion. It's nature. Nature. How can we think that we know more than nature When we constantly make errors, we're human, we're fallible. That's who we really are. Okay, hold on.
Far too young of an age.
Far too
But it wasn't until I had taken a psychology class and learned a little bit more about child development and breastfeeding that I would no longer be able to breastfeed. At the time, I was just a 15-year-old. I realized that I had taken so much more for myself than my breasts. I was allowed to make this decision at far too young of an age. But it wasn't until...
There you go. I didn't mean to make that loop all over again. I mean, I know we can go down this rabbit hole for days and hours, and I will continue to talk about it, just like I will continue to talk about the drama, the bullshit, the lies. I'm just going to keep calling people out. To be better. To stop selling yourself. To stop falling for this shit. This is not about opinion. This is not about religion or what side of the political spectrum you think you're on. This is about the truth. We're all just barely understanding who we are as humans. Meanwhile, the banks have this to say. Meaning, do you see what I'm saying? It's like, what's more important? People stealing from you? Think about it. You have a house. Say you have a house or land or homestead, whatever. And you're sitting there contemplating whether you're trans or whether you should mutilate your kid or not mutilate the kid or whether we should make it legal or not legal, right? Meanwhile, somebody's coming and they're stealing from you. They're coming in your house, they're breaking shit, and they're stealing everything. Everything you work for, your garden, your chickens, your eggs, all your food. What do you think is going to take priority? Your sex identity? Cutting your shit off? Or the food that you need to live? Because you need food to live. You need water to live. And then shelter. These are... Do you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? How many people would actually be having this conversation, or how many hospitals, how many doctors would actually be making a living doing this if we all were focused on what's really a priority important? Because I'll tell you what, even if, say you are on a homestead and you have a kid or whatever, or it's you, doesn't matter, and you're wondering about your sex. Well, let me tell you something. You're not going to have a lot of time to think when you got to feed your family or feed yourself. If you have a drought, or you have a pest that took over your garden. Like if you had to feed yourself, cut the money situation out. But no. We have given, most of us, all of our needs to a system called the monetary system. And here's just a real quick clip of the banks telling you, this is very recent, this is not...
All the banks are broke. They're broke because we have a system called...
Hold on. Sorry. Listen clearly.
All the banks are broke. They're broke because we have a system called fractional reserve banking, which means that banks can lend money that they don't actually have. It's a criminal scandal. We have counterfeiting, sometimes called quantitative easing, but counterfeiting by any other name. The artificial printing of money, which if any ordinary person did, they'd go to prison for a very long time.
Oh!
And yet governments and central banks do it all the time. Central banks repress the amount of interest that rates are, so we don't have the real cost of money. Us, underneath all this, we talk loosely, in a rather cavalier fashion, do we not, about deposit guarantees. So when banks go broke through their own incompetence and chicanery, the taxpayer picks up the tab.
Yeah!
It's theft from the taxpayer. And until we start sending bankers, and I include central bankers and politicians, to prison for this outrage, it will continue.
That's it! Right there in a nutshell, baby cakes. And even when I said I would go into this wonderful video about the 5 ways the pandemic could reshape our lives in long term by the wonderful, amazing WEF forum, I'm not going to get into it now because I know I'm going to go on. I don't know. It's only a video of a minute and 49 seconds. I really have my notes written on how I'm going to give you my perspective, like you know me, Olga S Press Show, unleashing the power of perspective, one reaction at a time, whether it's a music video or these types of videos. So bear with me. I will come back. We will be doing this video, and I want you to be ready. Embrace yourself. Because it can no longer be looked at as, oh, that's just a video and who cares? No. Wait till we break it down. But you know me, we're going to do it with some humor, some love, and some fun. Oh my God, I can't believe that because I've been off the grid of YouTube for a week, I totally forgot to do my little intro. And if you know me, you know I always have an intro. It's too late now. I don't know, but I'm going to look at your chats real quick, and then I'm going to take a quick break because I have to. For those who know, you know why. And I'll be right back to do a real live raw reaction to Tom McDonald's propaganda. So make sure to keep your phone or whatever you're at, or all your windows open. Let's see. OMG. Oh, hey, Liza Fletcher. Welcome. Independent Unity Entertainment Official. Welcome. Gregory Paul. Oh, wow. This is so cool. Don't think I missed you guys or I didn't care. Rumble. Show me some love, baby. Smash that like. Because I noticed too, Rumble's so different when it comes to like liking or commenting. It's so much less. Guys, go ahead. Smash that like button. Much love. You have no idea what that does to my soul, and everything. And to everyone that watches, like, oh, look, she got some likes. Because it's all about love. What comes around goes around. Oh my God. Thank you for the super chat, Elisa Xtina. Hope I said that right. Thank you for the super chat. Much love, much love. Wait, I'm clicking on, I don't know if you guys can see it because I'm like, did I miss it? Did you leave me a message or just a super sticker? Yay! Thank you. You know that will not be wasted. I'll make you proud. So, OMG, like I said, if there's something you guys wanted me to read or share, make sure to super chat or Rumble rant it. But thank you for that love and support, Elisa. Much love. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God, look at this. Elisa, look. Do you see how it's not showing me the emojis? I wonder what kind of... Because it happens to some people, but it doesn't happen to others, so I don't get it. Tanya Gray goes, oh, just wait for propaganda, ... It's going to get you going. Oh, shit. See, that's exactly why I'm happy that I actually taking a break really helps me because it like restores my energy and everything. You know what I mean? Because I don't fake it. It's so funny. Somebody else was like, can you stop? Like, oh, somebody wrote a comment on, I think my Ren video. They were like, we don't need all the comments or like, no, the captions. Because the guy is pretty easy to understand. I'm like, I don't know. I just figured because sometimes when they speak so fast, I don't care who the artist is, that it helps me to see the captions. Because already I'm like, wait, pause. Wait, let me rewind, But I appreciate the feedback. But guys, let me know before I go to propaganda because I was going to do that. I was going to click on the closed caption just for me personally. I just thought it'd be less annoying for me because that way I can assure that what I heard is exactly what I heard. Because English is my third language and I'm dyslexic and some. So, I know you can't make everybody happy, but definitely guys, if it's really that much of a nuisance, then I'll try. I won't do it. And let's hope that the reaction that I don't become too annoying, rewinding. I don't know. I feel like sometimes like, I don't know. I thought it would be helpful. But see, like they say, the road to hell was paved with good intentions. Let me know. Oh, I love that, Tanya. It's your, in caps, show. Do what you, in caps, like. Many blessings. As long as it doesn't take away from your enjoyment. Because, I mean, what the... Like, it's like if I cook all day, right? And I invite you over for dinner. And then you're like, oh, I don't eat that. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, it's got too much salt or not enough salt. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want you to come and be like picking apart my dinner. So what my point is that I will do whatever. Like, I will get out of my way to make dinner the way you like it. You know what I mean? But you're right. At the same time, if you're going to come into my kitchen and tell me how I should make my sauce from scratch, and it's like, no, I don't do that. I first saute the onions and garlic, and you're like, no, just throw it in the pot or grind it. I don't want to see chunks of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying. You're right. I love that, Tanya. Music time, baby. Oh, the whole time I thought I already removed that. See, just goes to show you. To me, if you're being fake, it's so easy. Okay, let me take that back. Okay, now, some people can actually do it all. Not me. I can only do one thing at a time, and that is be myself, which is fallible. Leaving shit up on the screen when I'm like, wait. Sometimes when you guys are with me, I actually feel like I see you. It's so cool. In my mind. In my mind's eye. Serena Shamara, baby. How you doing? I love your emojis. All right, guys. I'll be right back. Look, seriously. I got to go to the Tinkerbell. You get me. All right. I'll be right back to do that reaction. Yeah, baby. I can't wait. It's not going to make me cry, right, guys? I mean, the name Propaganda, the title of the song, doesn't make me think I'm going to cry. And I'm not getting any vibes I'm going to cry. And although I do have my tissue, but I have a feeling that, okay, Tanya, it'll get me going, but not like crying, right? Like, it'll get me revved up like a Ferrari engine. Oh, shit. All right, guys. I'll be right back. Seriously. I got to do what I got to do. And I don't like just leaving my chair. It's like, no. And like I said, I have to divide the video. If you don't know, you should watch my other videos. I explain it many times. I don't want to be repetitive because I know that it's annoying. Okay. If I don't see you in 2 minutes over on Tom's Reaction live video, until next time, much love, many blessings. And if not, I'll see you soon.